समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तवम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणान् ब्रह्मणस्पद आनशृण्वन् ऊतिभिः सीदसादनम्। ओम श्री महागणपतये नमः। नारद उवाच प्रणम्य शिरसा देवं गौरीपुत्रं विनायकं भक्तवासं स्मरेन् नित्यम् आयुः कामार्थसिद्धये। प्रथमं वक्रतुण्डं च एकदन्तं द्वितीयकं तृतीयं कृष्णपिङ्गाक्षं गजवक्त्रं चतुर्थकं लम्बोदरं पञ्चमं च षष्ठं विकटमेव च सप्तमं विघ्नराजं च धूम्रवर्णं तथाष्टमं नवमं बालचन्द्रं च दशमं तु विनायकम् एकादशं गणपतिं द्वादशं तु गजाननं द्वादशैतानि नामानि त्रिसन्ध्यं यः पठेन्नरः न च विघ्नभयं तस्य सर्वसिद्धिकरं प्रभो इति नारदपुराणे संकटनाशन गणेश स्तोत्रम संपूर्णम्। ओम we'll do extracts from the Guru Stotram. अखंड मंडलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। ओम we'll now do दक्षिणामूर्ति स्तोत्र। ओम मौन व्याख्या प्रकटित परब्रह्म तत्त्वं युवानं वर्षिष्टान्ते वसदृषिगणैः आवृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलित चिन्मुद्रमानन्दरूपं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे। वटपिटपि समीपे भूमिभागे निषन्नं सकलमुनिजनानां ज्ञानदातारमारात् त्रिभुवनगुरुमीशं दक्षिणामूर्तिदेवं जनन मरण दुःखच्छेददक्षं नमामि। चित्रं वटतरोर्मूले वृद्धा शिष्या गुरुर्युवा गुरोस्तु मौनं व्याख्यानं शिष्यास्तु छिन्न संशया निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम we go to दक्षिणामूर्ति स्तोत्रम proper. विश्वं दर्पण दृश्यमान नगरी तुल्यं निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोध समये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयम् तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः। इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ् निर्विकल्पं पुनः माया कल्पित देश काल करना वैचित्र चित्रीकृतम् मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगीव यस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये यस्यैव स्फुरणं सदात्मकम् असत्कल्पार्थकं भासते साक्षात् तत्त्वमसीति वेदवचसा यो बोधयत्याश्रितान् यः साक्षात्करणात् भवेन्न पुनरावृत्तिर्भवाम्भो निधौ तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये नानाछिद्रघटोदरस्थितमहादीपप्रभाभास्वरम् ज्ञानं यस्य तु चक्षुरादिकरणद्वारा बहिस्पन्दते जानामीति तमेव भान्तमनुभात् एतत् समस्तं जगत् तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये देहं प्राणमपीन्द्रियाण्यपि चलान् बुद्धिं च शून्यं विदुः स्त्रीबालान्दजडोपमास्त्वहमिति भ्रान्ता वृषं वादिनः मायाशक्तिविलासकल्पितमहाव्यामोहसंहारिणे तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये राहुग्रस्तदिवाकरेन्दु सदृशो माया समाच्छादनात् सन्मात्रकरणोपसंहरणतो यो भूत्सुषुप्तः पुमान् प्रागस्वाप्समिति प्रबोधसमये यः प्रत्यभिज्ञायते तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये बाल्यादिष्वपि जागृदादिषु तथा सर्वास्वस्थास्वपि व्यावृत्तास्वनुवर्तमानमहमित्यन्तः सदा स्वात्मानं प्रकटीकरोति भजतां यो मुद्रया भद्रया तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये विश्वं पश्यति कार्यकारणतया स्वस्वामि सम्बन्धतः शिष्याचार्यतया तथैव पितृपुत्राध्यात्मना भेदतः स्वप्ने जाग्रति वा य एष पुरुषो माया परिभ्रामितः तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये भूरं भांस्यनलो नीलोम्बरम् अहरनाथो हिमांशुः पुमान् इत्याभाति चराचरात्मकमिदं यस्यैव मूर्त्यष्टकम् नान्यत् किञ्चन विद्यते विमृशताम् यस्मात् परस्माद् विभोः तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये सर्वात्मत्वमिति स्फुटीकृतमिदं यस्मादमुष्मिंस्तवे तेनास्य श्रवणात् तदर्थमननात् ध्यानाच्च संकीर्तनात् सर्वात्मत्वमहाविभूतिसहितं स्याधीश्वरत्वं स्वतः सिद्धि तत्पुनरष्टधा परिणतं च ऐश्वर्यमव्याहतम् इति दक्षिणामूर्ति स्तोत्रम. We'll now chant Gita Dhyanam before going into Adhyaya 9. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvamanusandathami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshini Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullaravindayata Patra Netra Enatvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha Prapanna Parijataya Putra Vetraika Panaye Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya Gita Mritaduhe Namaha Sarvopanishado Gavaha Dogdha Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdam Gita Mritam Mahate Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanu Martanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Bhishmadrona tata jayadrata jala Gandhara Nilotpala Shalyagrahavati Kripena Bahani Karnena Velakula Ashwathama Vikarna Ghora Makara Duryodhana Vartini Sotirna Khalu Pandavai Rananadi Kaivartaga Peshavaha Parasharya Vachas Sarojam Amalam Gitartha Gandhotkatam Nanakyanaka Kesaram Harikata Sambodhana Bodhitam Loke Sajjana Shatpatairaharaha Pipiyamanam Muda Bhuyad Bharata Pankajam Kalimala Pradvamshina Shreyase Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkapa Tamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutah Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sanga Padakramopanishadai Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Suyoginaha Yasyantam Navidusura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Oh, we will now go into chapter 9 of the Bhagavad Gita. Om Shri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Navamodhyayaha. The chapter 9 of the Bhagavad Gita is called Raja Vidya Raja Kuhya Yoga. The chapter, the section which reveals to you the glorious knowledge, Raja Vidya and Raja Kuhya, subtlest of the subtle. Okay, it is not meant to be read as something secretive and not meant for others and things like that. To appreciate something subtle, you need a certain maturity, a certain capacity to go beyond the basics. It needs, it's called Sukshma Buddhi, to understand. Even understand certain jokes, we have Sukshma, you need Sukshma Buddhi. A lot of such jokes are there. Need not necessarily be ribald jokes, even otherwise. To see, to have a sense of humor itself, it's a lot of subtlety. So there was a person who understood a joke which was cracked last week when he got into under a shower this week. And he laughed. That doesn't mean for understanding a joke, you need to go under a shower. At the point of time, the subtlety came out. So it's a little subtle. And that's why the teacher says, we will read the first 3 verses and then go into the next one. Idam tute guhyatamam anasuyave jnanam vijnana sahitam yajnatva mokshase shubhat. So I'm going to reveal to you a very subtle kind of knowledge, something very subtle. O Anasuyave, O Anasuya, a person who does not, who's not a guilt-ridden fellow. If you are guilty, you can never be confident. If guilt is inside your system, you can never be confident. So a person who's free from all this guilt and things like that, because of so much of yoga he has done, it doesn't develop overnight. He's a fellow who has had a lot of discipline. Remember, we are in 9 chapters. 8 chapters preparation has gone. You're all prepared. Anasuyave, all of us here, okay? And he says, Jnanam Vijnana Sabhihitam. I'm going to give you general knowledge and Vishesha Jnanam, something special about it. You're understanding it, When I say Vijnana Sahitam, you will not only be able to appreciate it generally, you will be able to own up the knowledge and put it on your practice in your daily life. That is what is called Vijnana Sahitam, not just something general knowledge reading and for your post-dinner talks and things like that. Yajnatva, knowing which, Shubhat, okay, no, not Shubhat, here it is Ashubhat Mokshase. You will be free from Ashubha. What is Ashubha? Sorrow. Dukkham. Dukkham, dukkham, dukkham. Wherever you go, at the end of the day, at some point of time, the fellow has dukkham. End point of time. Seeing a buffalo standing at the street corner, this fellow can become a dukkhi. Anything can trigger that dukkham. Unresolved pain in the subconscious comes out, floats to the surface, makes you a dukkhi. So, and this knowledge is Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam. It is the most glorious among knowledge. Why is it glorious? Having known this, the most significant of knowledges, others are lesser priority. It does not matter if you know or do not know knowledge of certain things. If you do not have Vishesha knowledge of certain things, it doesn't matter. You can run your life. But if you don't have this knowledge, the life itself is as though wasted. So it's Raja Vidya, knowing which you will be free. You will be free from dukkham. There's a lot of freedom inside. And Raja Guhyam, meaning it's a king among secrets. Any secret requires a certain subtlety to understand. That's why it's referred to as a secret. Okay. Pavitram idam uttamam. Okay. Uttama pavitra. And it is very, very, pavitra itself is pure. Uttama pavitra. Purest of pure. What do we call it? Hyperbolic expressions. Just to highlight the importance of this knowledge. They are called arthavad, glorifying the knowledge. And you will get the phalam pratyaksham, here and now. And if you are well prepared, the knowledge will come to you susukam. It will come to you easily. It will not be a struggle. Okay? And knowing which, it is a knowledge which does not wane with time. Okay? Avyayam. It does not get destroyed. It doesn't become obsolete. It doesn't become irrelevant in time. Valid for all times. This is the kind of knowledge. And he says, who will get this knowledge? He brings it only later. The teacher says in verse number 3, Ashraddadana Purusha Dharmasyasya Parantapa Aprapyamam Nivartante Mrityu Samsara Vartini Vartmani. You know this? Ashraddadana. Ashraddadana are not people who are atheists and things like that. Let's go to the other extreme. Among people who study Gita, Vedanta, there are people who have a little doubt. The doubt is called, that's what you call, the expression is there, no? Doubting Thomases. Okay, we don't have Thomases in our system. So people who have a little reservation. What is a reservation? The reservation is, will this knowledge work at all? Even if it works, will it work for me? For the kind of constraints that I have gone through, will it work for me? Is it valid in today's times? It was okay during Krishna's times and Arjuna's times, but is it valid in today's times? So these people Ashraddha means they are not yet convinced that this knowledge will work. They still some kind of theory. Okay. Another thing is, another set of people are there who, if you say you have studied Gita, okay, first question they'll ask is, who did you study with? You use my name. I studied with you. Have you read the book on Gita written by so and so? Have you listened to the lectures of that person? What phenomenal English he speaks. You go to listen to Gita for English improvement, is it? These are people. What sense of humor he has. He leaves you in splits and leave you split in the mind also. No knowledge. At the end of 1 hour, you collect a prasad and come. And they'll say, buy this book, subscribe for this. You don't gain anything. Yeah, Shabdada. Someone asked me, have you studied? I said, no, I've studied. Have you read this book, this book? I said, no, I've not read any book. I don't dismiss other writers. I said, I got benefit from the teaching of my Guru, Sri Swami Dayananda Saraswati and his students. I don't fancy listening to anybody else. Hey, for a change. What is this for a change? You're eating in what? Restaurant number 1. Today you will try in restaurant number 2 in another area. Coffee here, coffee there. Original degree coffee. It's not an experiential kind of thing. It's knowledge about yourself. Such people are called Ashraddha. Coming for some experience. There is nothing else to do. Some elders, no disrespect towards any elder. Some people, you are feeling bored sitting at home. Why don't you go attend some talk? And some people who say, Lord of Punyam, I will get. They are better. They are Shraddha. But moksha se ashubhat will work only if you are a Shraddhavan. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Okay. So, what happens to Ashraddhadana people? Aprapya mam, not having clarity here, that's how it is to be understood. Not having clarity here, mrityu samsara vartmani nivartante. They start, that pedaling the cycle of samsara. Now, why am I using the expression cycle? In gym, there are gyms, especially if you are in a complex. I don't know, maybe, that's why they call this building a complex. No society is ever called simple. Have you seen? It is a housing complex, revealing that it is a samsara. Why don't they say housing simple? Simple. Sorry. Simple housing. Nobody uses. Housing complex. Shopping complex. You end up becoming a complex guy. So a complex. Everything is a complex. And then nearby you will have one multi-speciality hospital so that the complex can be got rid of there and somebody grows rich in the process. Okay. So there in this gym, you have this cycling machine. You pedal for 1 hour. You sweat, your leg aches. You go nowhere. The fellow will say, get off, sir, another person waiting. That's why it is called samsara pedaling. Pedal, 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 pedal from the age of 21 to the age of 81. These days, people easily live till 81 or even longer. At the age of 81, you keep pedaling, 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 pedaling. Then you ask the question, pedaling karke kya mila yaar mujhko? I got nothing out of pedaling. So you lead a mechanical life. If you have not led a mindful, intelligent life, it is mediocre existence, not even living. Even worms have better goals. Sorry to sound a little harsh. That's exactly what it says. If you have not done Purushartha Nischaya, if you have not done, you've come so far, that's why I'm using this language. If it were chapter 1, I would have told you stories and left you at that. You've come to chapter 9. You should have done Purushartha Nischaya. What is Purushartha Nischaya? You know what is good for you. What is it that you want in life? What is your priority in life? Knowing the priority, you align to your actions to that priority. Such a person is a mindful fellow. Yeah, I know that is priority, but I'm working here. I don't know what to talk about. You neither have clarity nor have priority. You means not any of you. Here, the entire group is all almost enlightened. We are nearing the 50% of Gita. Here, you are all enlightened. Okay, so I'm not talking about it. I'm talking about Ashraddha Dhana. So Ashraddha Dhana people end up peddling the cycle of a gym going nowhere. Now go to Ashram 4. We will try and do 4, 5, 6, and 7 today. Maya tatamidam sarvam. Maya tatamidam sarvam. Jagat avyakta murtina. Jagat avyakta murtina. Whole line. Maya tatamidam sarvam. Jagat avyakta murtina. Once more. Maya tatamidam sarvam. Jagat avyakta murtina. Matsthani sarva bhutani. Matsthani sarva bhutani. Nachaham teshvavastitah. Nachaham teshvavastitah. Once more. Matsthani sarva bhutani. Nachaham teshvavastitah. Matsthani sarva bhutani. Nachaham teshvavastitah. Whole verse. Maya tatamidam sarvam. Jagat avyakta murtina. Matsthani sarva bhutani. Nachaham teshvavastitah. Maya tatamidam sarvam. Jagat avyakta murtina. Matsthani sarva bhutani. Nachaham teshvavastitah. Maya avyakta murtina. Hey, let's go back to some basics, which we did in 7, repeating in 9. Ishvara Srishti is a mixture of Ishvara's abhinna nimitta upadana karanam. Ishvara is the abhinna nimitta upadana karanam, non-separate, intelligent and material cause of the Srishti. We don't call it creation. We call it Srishti, manifestation. So in this manifestation, there is a material cause. There is this material cause, okay, comes forth from the para prakriti, and apara prakriti. Para prakriti joins with Maya, and this Srishti has come, has unfolded. Better word to use. So he says Maya is, and the material and the intelligent cause here from my avyakta. Avyakta means that which is not perceptible to sense organs. That which is not perceptible to sense organs, this Srishti has unfolded. Maya tatamidam sarvam. Sarvam jagat maya avyakta murtina. Okay? The whole thing has issued forth. Idam sarvam has unfolded. Understand something very, very, this is why it's called subtle, no? Raja Guhya. No, yeah, Raja Guhya, subtle. Matsthani sarva bhutani. Everything in Srishti is dependent on me alone. Matsthani sarva bhutani. How are they dependent on me alone? Anything in Srishti is dependent upon Pancha. Remember? Pancha Mahatattvam. What are they? Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi. Anything in Srishti has these five elements. Five fundamental elements. Anything in Srishti will have these five elements. And where does the five element come from? From the Para Prakriti. From the Para Prakriti alone, these five elements have come. Matsthani sarva bhutani. So I am the original source of the entire Srishti that you see. The intelligent cause of Ishvara is the source for everything that is in Srishti. Okay, there are two Srishtis there. One is natural Srishti. Naturally, what is available. There are things which you and I have created, no? So that is Jiva Srishti. Ishvara Srishti, Jiva Srishti. But look, is there really something called Jiva Srishti that you have created? You cannot create your own body. You have created things, definitely. There is an industry, you're selling a lot of things. Some people say we have created money and things like that. A lot of things people say we have created. But that Jiva Srishti also is based on a platform of Ishvara Srishti alone. It is only if you have Ishvara Srishti you can go about making Jiva Srishti. That's why it says, Matsthani sarva bhutani. Anything in Srishti is me, has come from me. But you have to remember something. We are not mutually dependent. Okay? We are not mutually dependent. The Srishti is dependent upon me. I am not dependent upon the Srishti. Careful. Srishti is dependent upon me. I am not dependent upon the Srishti. So let's take some examples. In the dream, you have created a world, a Srishti, and you have entered that also. Even that body you have created. You have created everybody. Whoever I see here, okay, I must have created them in my dream. And next morning I say, मैंने आपको सपने में देखा. Whose creation? My own creation. I saw you in my dreams, my creation. I didn't enter your dream. You created me in your dream. Matsthani sarva bhutani. I am dependent. If you saw me in your dream, okay? If you saw me in your dream, I am dependent solely on you. You alone. I am dependent on you. The moment you wake up, I'm gone. But the dreamer says, on waking up, everything in dream is dependent upon me, but I am not dependent upon them. Fact, Matsthani sarva bhutani na chaham tesh avastitaha. Teshu, okay? Na I am not there, meaning I don't depend upon them for my existence. Does it recall something from chapter? Okay? They are not in me. They are in me, but I am not in them. Chapter 7, you go and see. There will be a verse. I am in them. Okay? But no, they are in me, but I am not in them. They are dependent upon me, but I am not dependent upon them. All the gold in the world, all the jewelry in the world are dependent upon gold. They cannot exist minus gold. But gold can exist minus all the organs. All the pots in the world are dependent upon clay. No clay, no pot. No pot, clay still is. That's exactly what it is. All the furniture in the world are dependent on, I'm saying, wooden furniture. Don't come and argue with me. What about plastic furniture, steel furniture? That is, no product can exist separate from the cause. But the cause is not dependent upon the product for its existence. Ishvara, I depend upon Ishvara for my existence. Ishvara doesn't depend upon me for his existence. Imagine an Ishvara who depends upon my acknowledging and accepting. What kind of Ishvara? Unless you accept that Ishvara is not satisfied, he runs into, there's another complex, psychological complex, worse than my complex. Okay. So, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina matsthani sarva bhutani nachaham teshvavastitaha. Let's go to verse number 5. Nacha matsthani bhutani pashyame yogam ashwaram nacha matsthani bhutani pashyame yogam full line. Nacha matsthani bhutani pashyame yogam. Next line. Bhuta bhrinnacha bhutastaha bhuta bhutastaha mamatma bhuta bhavanaha mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. Whole line. Bhuta nacha matstani bhutani pashyame yogam bhuta bhrinnacha bhutastaha mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. It is as though the teacher is contradicting what he said in the verse number 4. He said, I support everything. Here he says, I don't support everything. Okay. All bhutas are me. Yes, they are in me. But I don't support anybody. They are there in my yoga, my Ishwar. It is my power, the Srishti has come. But I don't support anybody. Okay. I don't support anybody. What is this logic? Previous one, he says, I support everything in the form of being material cause. Now he says, I don't support anything. Careful. That's why this is called Raja Guhya Yoga. Needs to be understood. There's a lot of subtlety here, which has to be carefully understood. When I say, I support something, there is a vessel here. There is water inside. So vessel supports the water. Yeah. So water is an existence. Vessel is an existence. Water is another existence. This is a problem with a lot of people in Srishti. Bhagavan has created. So one person has said long back, and he is called by big names and things. Bhagavan has become this Srishti and has gone away. So he is not there anymore. Is it a support like this? Two independent existence. Water can exist independently from. So that means the previous one, they are dependent upon me. It doesn't make sense. I support something. I hold a pot of water and the pot is in existence, water in existence. That's also support. Is it like that? Is it no? Think carefully. You have to understand. Let's say an item of an ornament. Gold supports the ornament. But is there something separate called Ornament? Is there something separate called ornament? Apart from gold, when you wear here, there, wherever. What are you wearing? Gold. When you weigh, what are you weighing? Gold. You are paying for what? Gold. You are using gold. The forms being variegated and many, the content is one and one alone. There is no ornament apart from gold, not as two separate supports. Ornament is an order of reality. It is called Vyavahara Satyam. It's a transactional reality which does not have an independent existence of its own. There is only one reality. That reality is called gold. So the world that you see, it is not non-existent. Please don't ever look at the world as non. It is solidly existent. Try to jump out of the wall. Jump through the wall. You will know how solid it is. It says, there is no srishti, there is no manifestation apart from Ishvara. Ishvara alone appears as srishti. In what form? Material cause. Let's take our body, okay? Ishvara alone appears as the material cause. The five elements have come together to make you, this body, mind, sense complex. And there is a Jivatma. There is a Sakshi Chaitanya. And that Sakshi Chaitanya is the intelligent cause. Parameshwara. Parameshwara, the intelligent cause, is the Sakshi Chaitanya. The material cause is this body, mind, sense complex. Together is Srishti. So how much does intelligent and material cause support the Srishti? Not as two separate existence, but Para Prakriti alone by Maya becomes Apara Prakriti and modifies and appears to you as Srishti. When I say appears to as Srishti, it doesn't mean it is non-existent. It means it does not have an independent reality of its own. There is no reality on the Srishti other than Ishvara. Absolute cause, material is only certain things put together. What is put together has to fall apart. And when there is no reality, go back a step and say, what is it that you are looking for in Srishti? You are looking for permanent peace, security, happiness. That's a reality you're looking for. You may not know how to articulate it, but really write down, what am I looking for through all the things that I have? You have a huge house. Okay. You have health insurance cover, which takes care of everything. In spite of that, somebody will come and call you. I am from moon, I am from sun, I am from this health insurance, sir. Will you top up? Top up what? Because he knows you are permanently insecure. Sir, how much coverage you have? 100 lakhs. Sir, would you like to top up? Means what? You continue 100 lakhs, you're still insecure. So, the reality is, the security that you're looking for in the Srishti is not there in the Srishti. It is with Prakriti. The Srishti there is dependent on Prakriti, is finite. It will come to an end someday. Finite cannot give you sustainable happiness, security, and peace. Understand this well. That's the Raja Guhya. I can't tell this to everybody. Okay, let's look at verse number 7. Sarvabhutani kaunteya prakritim yanti mamikam. Sarvabhutani kaunteya prakritim yanti mamikam. Kalpakshaye punasthani. Kalpakshaye punasthani. Kalpadau vishrajam yaham. Kalpadau vishrajam yaham. Whole verse. Sarvabhutani kaunteya prakritim yanti mamikam. Kalpakshaye punasthani. Kalpadau vishrajam yaham. Sorry, this is finite instrument. No, it is not an eternal instrument. Finite. What is a finite? The voice is not always what it is meant to be. Okay, morning it sounds fine. Later on it happens. It is subjective. Weather, climatic conditions, what you eat, what you drink, so many. Even stress has an effect on the voice and things like that. So, the teacher says, He Kaunteya, Sarva Bhutani, okay, come from me alone. Okay. First, let's look at the basic meaning and then look at the deeper meaning. Everything comes from me alone at the beginning of Srishti. Okay. And at the end of Srishti, they fold back into me. First example, your dream. When the dreamer dreams, where do all the Srishti come from? Jaga avyakta murtina. Okay, from your avyakta, from the what do you call? From the unconscious, from that which is not tangibly available, the whole thing issues forth. Okay? So when you dream, the whole thing comes out. And when you wake up, the waker comes up, the dream folds back unto you. Okay, he gives the same example and takes it to Srishti. We had seen in an earlier chapter, chapter 8, how Srishti is there, how Srishti expresses itself, the timeline, the vast timeline. Okay, timeline is cyclical, it's not radial. Okay, you have heard about the timeline. Samvatsara is here, this year. So, okay, 360 such years make Divya Varsha. 1,200 Divya Varshas make Kali Yuga. 2,400 Divya Varshas make Dwapara Yuga. 3,600 Divya Varshas make Treta Yuga. 4,800 such Varshas make Satya Yuga. Together they are 12,000. Okay. So many. 71 such Chaturyuga. It's called a Chaturyuga. 71 such Chaturyugas make one Manvantara. Okay. 14 such Manvantaras make one day of Brahma, and that is called Kalpa. And Brahma, so 1 day of Kalpa. So another Kalpa is 1 night of Brahma. Like that, Brahma lives 100 years. Just wow, vague figure. You can't even put on, you don't know how many zeros. So he says, Kalpadau Visrijami. He is using first person singular Ishvara. Here at the beginning of the Kalpa, I alone issue forth. Okay? At the end of the Kalpa, I fold them back unto me. Okay? This happens repeatedly. Okay, related to the first two verses also. Matstani, Sarva Bhutani, and all those. So otherwise you will get into a small loop that Ishvara has nothing to do. When he wakes up, he fiddles around with something. The Srishti comes forth, and I am one of the victims of that, isn't it? And look at that fellow, and he is so well off. So what happens? You get angry with God. You end up being angry with God. It doesn't work like that, young man. It doesn't work like that. Then how does it work? He says, when the whole thing folds back, okay, we saw the Sukshma Sharira, the Karana Sharira. What is Karana Sharira? We have Sthula Sharira, we have Sukshma Sharira, we have Karana Sharira. The Karana Sharira is the seed. The seed. So let's go back a little. We have studied all this earlier. Let's go back a little and just recall. When the Sthula Sharira falls, the Sukshma Karana Sharira and the Pratibimba Atma, the reflected consciousness, they travel. They travel in search of another Sthula Sharira. What Sthula Sharira? The Sthula Sharira, which will fulfill the unfulfilled desires of the Sukshma Sharira. And where are the unfulfilled desires stored? It is stored in the Karana Sharira as Sanchita Karma. And say people say, how can it be possible? This is not possible. Prove it with this fact, this fact. I'm afraid it won't work that way. Quite simply because we have a certain logic. We study Nyaya and things like that. When you take the Shastra, you have to take the whole Shastra. You can't take this portion because it applies to me. That portion I will not take. I don't believe in that. No. That is called Ardha Anda Nyaya. Ardha Anda Nyaya means I have an egg. Half an egg I will make omelette. Half an egg I will keep for hatching a chick. Ardha Anda Pachanaya, Ardha Anda Prasavaya. ऐसा काम नहीं बनता है. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You have to take the whole thing. Some things which are said in the Veda, it's a pramana. Why is have to take it? Because it's a pramana. It's an independent means of knowledge. What is stated in the Vedas cannot be cross-verified by any other source. And if you are convinced, then it is called Shraddha. It is not blind. It is not blind thing. It is a certain objectivity. Certain things are non-verifiable, but they don't mislead me, okay? They seem logical enough. They seem. By using, I can use science, logic, and so many things to understand. Okay, but I can't dismiss it. I have no means to dismiss it. If that is there, it is Shraddha. Whereas the Atma Jnana portion is there for you to see. Is for you to see. It is for you alone to see. You alone can make pramana work for you. So keeping that in mind, so all the unfulfilled desires remain in my Sukshma Shariram, particularly the Karana Sharira portion. In that folder it is stored, and this Sukshma Karana Sharira bundle with Pratibimba Atma travels in search of a body which can fulfill the unfulfilled desire. Okay? Now, a time comes in Pralayam when the Kalpa, everything shuts down, total shutdown. There is a total shutdown. Everything goes into the potential form. The Sanchita karma also goes into potential form. And when it goes into potential form, Samashti Sanchita karma of all the bhutas, all the living beings become into a potential seed. That seed, in the presence of Ishvara's para prakriti, sprouts. It is not that Ishvara sits there and says, this time, last time our Mohan had a life in South India, middle class person. This time I must send him to Sultan of Brunei as Sultan of Brunei. He doesn't decide because I've done sufficient prayer. If my desire, my unfulfilled desire is somehow I should become a rich man. Somehow I must become a rich man. Somehow I can become a rich man. That becomes a dominant vasana. And there are other vasanas also. Some prarabdha, punya karma, all those things are there. That bundle goes in search of another sharira. Like that, the entire Srishti. There are 14 lokas, remember. 14 lokas. Don't say, have you seen them? There are 14 lokas. Bhu plus 6 and 6 below. Below means, unpleasant lokas, pleasant lokas. There are 14 lokas. All these lokas, everything in Srishti will fold back. When they fold back, the seed, Karana Sharira, Samashti seed, will remain in the potential form, and Kalpadau, at the beginning of the new Srishti cycle, this will sprout. That's exactly what it says. Vishrajam Yaham, I unfold. Vishrajami, I unfold. Meaning, in my presence, this unfolds. This is the process of Srishti. There is Sthula, Sukshma, Karana. At the time of Pralaya, Sthula falls, Sukshma, Karana come together. They come together as a seed, remain in a potential seed form, and come forth. And this happens puna, 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 puna. The individual, however, has a privilege. The individual alone, the Jivatma alone has a privilege. What is the privilege? His seed, he can switch off. He can neutralize his seed so that he is out of the cycle. And that is called Mokha, Krama, Moksha, and all those things will come. We'll study it in detail. He has got the, that is called Purva Janma. He has got this, this privilege of knowing himself as not the seed, not the body, and that the Atma, in whose presence the seed sprouts, and when he owns up the knowledge, the seed becomes neutralized. The seed cannot reproduce further. He is out of the race. Okay? So this is what the teacher has tried to convey in 4, 5, 6, and 7. We will continue our study in our coming lessons. Oh. Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisha go brahmanebhya shubhamastu nityam Loka samasta skino bhavantu. Kale varshatu parjanyah. Prithvi sasya shalini. Deshu yam shobharahitah. Brahmana santu nirbhaya. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Asato ma sadgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma amritangamaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Bhyo Namaha. Hari Om Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai ho. Swami Dayanand Maharaj ki jai ho. Sab santon ki jai ho. Bajrang Bali ki jai ho. Pavan Putra Hanuman ki jai ho. An announcement which I want to make is tomorrow Saturday, 5 p.m. India time. There are people from other time zones, India time. I will be sharing thoughts for a different forum, Vedanta, with a slightly, what do you call, in a different offbeat style. Okay. The Vedanta lesson will never be diluted, cannot be diluted. I will not have the courage to look into Swami, my teacher's eyes, if it is diluted or if we play to the gallery. We don't play for the gallery. We don't seek applause. We don't even seek acknowledgement. If at all I need an acknowledgement, I need from my Guru, nothing else. And it's acknowledgement. One raised eyebrow, I know that something is wrong. A gentle smile, a twinkle in his eyes, I know I have done it right. That's all we seek. We seek only Guru's grace. We don't seek acknowledgement. And with the blessing of the Guru, I'm trying something offbeat tomorrow, in the sense, for Vedantic knowledge to become your knowledge, for Jnana Prapti, you need Jnana Yogyata Prapti. Okay? And for Jnana Yogyata Prapti, you need Viveka and Vairagya in plenty. Viveka is getting your priorities right. Vairagya is to move away from what is not priority. So towards that end, tomorrow I have a 45-minute session. The link will be available in the group, Gita group, and in another group called Manan. And for people who are not in that group, I will share it individually. Like for instance, people who are coming from Sri Swamiji's or Swaminathan's group, I will share it with Swaminathan so that he will share that with you. And any other person who is not in the group, I'll individually share with you. So it's a unique offbeat talk where I'll be using songs drawn from Hindi movies, okay? And we'll try and understand realities of life from those songs. Because it may be a movie song, but it was not a movie song when it was written. It was composition, it was a revelation in the mind of a poet. And any revelation is Saraswati Devi's grace. It's a revelation. So using these revelations, some people use it for a commercial purpose. That's a different thing. So using these revelations, I'll be sharing some thoughts tomorrow, which I'll be putting in the group. Please, please join. It's a short talk. It will be replicated in a couple of other fora as well, which I will share with you. There will be maybe another set of songs. It is with my Guru's blessing, very clearly, only for Viveka Vairagya purpose. No dilution of Atma Jnana. I seek the blessings of Ishvara, Shastra, and my Guru to continue this humble seva that I'm trying to. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you. Our class continues next.